What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over Graveyard Poison, and it ain't none of that Goblin Hut crap. I can't wait until it gets nerfed. This deck could very well be very strong after the next round of balance changes as well, and it's still pretty good right now. So it's more of a cycle control, more of the type of graveyard that I used to really enjoy. I actually saw Vulcan playing this deck a while back, and I got a 12-win with it. The two losses weren't really worth going over just because I was playing while I was in a car, and it was all bumpy and stuff, and a couple of them it was just because my placements went really bad. But still, 12 wins, and hey, that means it's a great deck because you can get 12 wins even while you're in a moving vehicle. And it's in my mom's small Ford Ranger, which is a pickup truck that is very small and old, and whoo! Go over bar barrels and the legendary princess. Dang it, I already have her max. I maxed her in the last video. Oh well. But yeah, very shake prone. But regardless, okay, so let's I need to do this a little bit more sometimes. Go over the deck, how you play it, just talk you through it at the very beginning. So, of course you can always just skip the gameplay. But, so cycle cards of course there, but of course you always want to be using Ice Golem as your tank for the graveyard. And this deck, really important too, is using these three cards, especially versus tank decks, to protect the hunter. And just keeping him alive as long as possible. Because the longer you can keep him alive on those tanks and just grinding away. Also, he's really good at killing, so you think, oh, P.E.K.K.A, he's bad against it because the range is bad. He's bad at range. But what you do is you can surround a P.E.K.K.A with guards and then place him right on top of the P.E.K.K.A. That's some of the things I don't see people do enough with Hunter. And of course, Mega Minion is just a good solid card, and then everything else kind of self-explanatory. But I mean, really, it's just keep the Hunter alive against tank decks primarily. All right, so let's hop into some replays of that 12 win. I'm gonna start off with against Graveyard. So 3 Musk obviously counters just Graveyard in general, and this is an exception. Well, I mean, you have some guards are nice, so there are things you can do to make it easier. This start was really nice for me, but it's also kind of about the defense is more of what I wanted to show you guys. Right there, I didn't let the bandit dash. It's just a little thing you can do against bandit. Just make her walk that extra distance, save that one hit or whatever. It could end up helping you throughout the course of the game. That was really unfortunate timing, because if I had waited, because I played my hunter at the exact same time in the wrong lane, so that was unfortunate. At this time, I didn't know what his deck was, but I still have to go in with that Ice Golem Graveyard, and what he should have done there is gone Night Witch inside the graveyard, but typically that's a bad play. But since I had already played the hunter in the back, I actually had the 4 elixir that I needed for poison. But this is what's important. This defense. So something that's really important is, okay, so I'm gonna pause this. So I place down Mega Minion after one Musketeer has locked on, so that Mega Minion can help kill the one Musketeer, and it also makes both two Musketeers. I also waited long enough for both of them to be in tower range. So if you had played the Mega Minion before they were both in tower range, or before the Musketeer locked on the tower, that Mega Minion just gets destroyed. So now it's actually going to be able to deal with the 2 Musketeer lanes by itself, since I didn't have poison at that time. And then here I use Ice Spirit. It's going to freeze the battle ram while also tanking 1 shot from the Musketeer. And then I place the guards on the Musketeer because I want that Musketeer to die as soon as possible. Because Ice Spirit plus Log will stop the battle ram from getting the charge. And so that goes down, and then it ends up dealing with the bandit as well. Well, the guards, they get one of the barbarians, and then I have to go Ice Golem. So I was down a ton of elixir, just a ton of elixir, and I'm able to defend for very minimal damage on both sides because I was willing to be patient and to let one Musketeer lock on one side, and then to not just focus the battle ram, but to also take out the Musketeer. So that defense was really good, and that's one of the things you have to do with this deck when you're against 3 Musketeers is prioritize taking minimal damage as opposed to just trying to stop the entire push, because that's a really good way to get yourself in trouble. So right here, he bats out the poison. So something I did right there is I went ahead and threw down an Ice Spirit and kept it from getting a pump off. And then now what you're going to see me do is you're going to see me stack the 1 Musketeer lane with troops. I could have what I could have done there actually is I could have cycled to a poison potentially, but I don't know if I had enough time. In double elixir, it's more viable. But anyway, you see me botched the left side defense a little bit more than I should have, but still pretty good defense. He did still have like a 2 or 3 elixir advantage, so not a bad defense. And now that I do have poison rotation, once you get to where they can't pump anymore, then you can start stacking the one musketeer side, just poison the left side, and then go all in with troops on the right side. Kind of what I was saying earlier. Guards are really important, and then play the Mega Minion on top. And then of course, right here I play that where his Ice Spirit can't do anything, and then just get a hunter down. So that was good. Really good start, of course, but the defense is why I wanted to show there, and that was a really good player. He's top 200 global right now. I'll quickly go through this one just because this is a really funny game. The comebacks were real in this game. Oh yeah, this is a really good example. I made one mistake that should have cost me the game because I like this P.E.K.K.A. graveyard deck too, actually, but it's pretty heavy. But I made one mistake that should cost me the game because I was in that truck and it was so shaky. So pretty good defense here, using that hunter's melee range damage on the executioner there, and then using poison to clean up the graveyard. And then of course, always placing your graveyards. Try to place your graveyards 1 tile lower than usual to avoid tornado activating the king tower. When you realize they have tornado, if they have executioner or ice whiz, there's a very good chance they have tornado. I was hoping my Mega Minion wouldn't get pulled here, but it did. Okay, so here comes in play. So he should have activated king tower there. My graveyard was actually 1 higher than it should have been. Like I said, the placements were shaky because I was in that vehicle. Did it on our way to visiting family. So right here, the log just came through too late. And I missed it too at the back, so that was just a bad log. I mean, that's part of it. Right here, I put the graveyard where I actually wanted to. And I have a little bit of a threat going on here. But yeah, that log placement almost cost me the game. It just made me take so much more damage. Those 2 skeletons got like 3 hits off a piece. And they tanked for the other skeletons, of course. So, but what you see me here is you just want to take out that tank as quickly as possible with your hunter. And I did. And then he actually ends up getting some nice spread on the back to keep the graveyard. So I try to place him kind of where he'll do both. And then right here I go graveyard, and then he probably could have positioned his executioner a little bit better. But use your cycle to your advantage. You can actually cycle to another graveyard before they can cycle the poison. Also, take note, since he used a defensive poison there, I know that I can use guards to counter graveyard this time. Because he doesn't have that poison in hand. That was obviously not a very effective tornado. So right here, I know that he was back to poison, but I knew that he was also low on elixir, so I start spamming, and he gets executioner out. Once again, his executioner placement could have been better. I noticed he didn't have log, and I noticed that he was low on elixir, so I tried to punch with troops, and my Mega Minion got through. But perhaps if he had played his executioner higher, he wouldn't have been able to tornado in time, and or maybe been out of cycle even, and then maybe even if he had placed his executioner higher. But it was just a good punish there and a good comeback. So I guess I'll show the giant game was closer. So typically, just saying, when you're against a Lava Hound, and Lava Hound can be troublesome because you don't have like anything to pull it with, no tornado, no defense. But against the Lava Hound, Golem, both, whenever they play that Golem, you want to be playing like, you want to be not immediately pushing. So what I really like to do is like first play like guards at the back of the golem side. And you could do like a Mega Minion as well, I guess. And then play your hunter when the golem is coming towards the hunter, but not at the bridge yet. So the kind of the thing I'm saying is, I guess I can show it because I'm gonna show the giant deck because it was closer, and these giant princess decks are really popular. But you just always want to be getting your hunter to lock onto their tank as you're getting a graveyard push going at the same time, because then they either decide they want to try to kill the hunter and go all in on him, and this is of course more effective early game, but you need to have the amount of elixir, of course, right here. So I decided to push opposite lane. This is a bad idea. Do this against Golem and Lava Hound if they start the game, but don't do it against Giant, because then they just poison and then you're kind of screwed. Because he's up 5 elixir, 4 elixir, whatever. So don't do this. This is a bad idea. My hand was just kind of awkward, and I didn't have like a Mega Minion to cycle. I probably should have just gone guards at the back. This is a good Ice Spirit though. And he zaps, and I actually get the ice going down instead. So I mean, all things considered, that was a very good defense. Because I should have been screwed. I was down like 5 elixir with a giant at the bridge. So don't do that against a giant. Do it against a golem when they have less elixir. But the thing you should do is you could start like one troop on the backside of the tank's push, and I think I get to do it this time, maybe. Okay, I get unlucky. I guess, why did I put that? I didn't get unlucky. I should have played the Mega Minion on the other side. That was dumb of me. I guess he could have cycled to another one, though. But anyway, I think I decided that I have to defend here. That or I graveyard with the Mega Minion. Yeah, I do. Okay, that's fine. So this is okay because there's a threat coming, so if he does poison, so he ends up having to expend the Electro Wizard. So that was better than the last push. So I know I had poison. Oh, but this is what I'm talking about, though. This is more effective against bigger tanks. But what you see is the Hunter killed the Giant for free because I pressured him into defending. He had a poison, he had an Electro Wiz, and that's 8 elixir that he couldn't use on offense. So that's what I'm talking about more, is try to, like, you defend with just the Hunter at the same time that you push in the other lane. You don't want to be going the same lane with this deck because it's like a cycle deck. It has like a 3.0 cycle. It's much more about tempo and doing that to your opponent. This Hunter could have been more like directly in front of the Giant. I probably should have played guards as well. I will say he has poison, zap, and log, so that's pretty difficult for me. But oh, so right here with Dark Prince, I played the log farther back because I wanted the Dark Prince to get across the bridge, and Electro was as well. And then you surround him, and then he can only hit one guard at a time. And oh yeah, the freaking truck. I was trying to place the Ice Golem in front of the Prince, and it should almost lost me the game. Right here, I go in, and he goes in with the Giant. I don't know why he does this twice in a row. I don't like defensive Giants. He should have won this game. But that push earlier is kind of what I'm talking about, what you have to do. Right here, he ends up wasting so much elixir that I'm like, oh, he doesn't have log now, so I'm just going to spam everything, and I end up coming back. So it's a nice little comeback. Hunter's actually pretty good against Dark Prince there, too, you can see. I thought I would need the log there. I was surprised. But, of course, he used poison to finish all the towers, so I immediately go in with the graveyard. Even get a juicy Ice Spirit in there. Get a couple extra skeleton hits. But yeah, the early concept is kind of what I was talking about. Of course, that misplay should have cost me the game. But those early concepts, and then, I mean, this deck isn't amazing. You get taken second tower, but of course, I'm being patient here, and then I go in and get that finish. All right, so we'll do a couple of live battles now. All right. Oh, that's not good. the Wi-Fi bar showed up for a bit there. Alright. Mega Minion is usually the safer play. The Hunter is pretty important to hold on to. You don't want to be playing it at the back. Oh, well, if I had an Ice Golem, I'd go opposite lane, but I mean, I'll go ahead and do it actually. Ice Spirit. I don't have poison either though, so hopefully it doesn't go throw in like a minion horde or something. Alright, that's fine. Alright. I don't know, maybe I should have kited the P.E.K.K.A opposite lane, but I got the Hunter to kill the Electro Wiz. Wasn't bad, but obviously you want the Hunter to stay alive. The Princess was kind of weird. Should have used Mega Minion there, so I had my eyes going for offense. If he just wants to poison it, oh, well. Didn't expect that. Ooh, that was a nice Ice Spirit. See, that's what I'm talking about, just keeping that Hunter alive, using him the most effectively. Hunter's definitely the star of this deck, offensively and defensively, so we're gonna go with the preemptive log here. Woo! It worked. I knew that was his next card in rotation, so got it just on time. Alright. Going with another graveyard here. Poison another cycle. Guard's getting the work done. Guard's graveyard is sometimes a good push too. Just make sure you don't give him too much log value. But he hasn't used log, so. This deck is kind of odd too. But one tower is distracted, so I'll go in for a Ice Spirit there. Enough to take it. I mean, usually this is a 1 crown deck as well, but. No, I won't get it. I would do one more. One more again. Oh yeah, you guys like my haircut and my overlay, by the way. The haircut, it's shorter than I usually want it, but my hair grows really fast, so it'll be whatever. Overlay is pretty nice though. Got the colors changed for complexity. Make a minion. I mean, 3 elixir lead, so I go ahead and just graveyard. Oh, 5 Mega Man. Okay, I'll do another one after this. Yeah, I mean, typically I wouldn't graveyard there, but he had leaked 3 elixirs, so might as well. I'm ahead in elixir now too. Freeze them right before they make contact. I don't think he's gonna have enough elixir from. I mean, if he plays minion horde, it'll be super late. Yeah. Like he went Mega Minion log instead of minion horde there. Everything survived with like 0 HP. Yeah, but you just gotta, I mean, this deck's all about the Hunter and the Mega Minion DPSing things down, and then every other card is just for distraction purposes. To let those two high. They're beefy! They got a big smack! I don't know what I'm saying. Just let those high DPS units do their work for as long as possible. Like that. That Mega Minion went poof. It's also level 5, but I think he one-shots with Ice Spirit. I'm not sure. Maybe without, I'm not sure. Off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure if they place it right on top, it does. Played that one more to the left than I intended. Also, your log is another kind of like, of course, like a reset on the charge of the prince, and you want to do it as late as possible so that it gets close, so the hunter can kill it. The prediction log. These kinds of plays are always fun when you go into the opposite lane into like your ranged unit. Can I get the finishing blow with the Ice Spirit? Dun 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 dun. Pow. The pow would need to be more like a pow. I don't know. Ow! I hit myself in the balls. Oh, that's painful. No. I'm good. We good. I don't. Alright. Oh no! Ew. That's unfortunate. Hoping he would. Oh, he does play something else. Even though it's Valk, that's still like decent poison value. I'm gonna Mega Minion this and then just let it go. So against Hog, This is true of Miner as well. Always keep your Ice Beard in hand so you can just block that extra shot. I think that Ice Golem is pretty nice. Ooh, you see that? You see those plays, boys? I mean, usually it still gets one shot, but I wish I would have. I was trying to get it to where it was just in tower range, but I missed it by just a bit. But still not bad. He's using like Trifecta, but with like Wizard. Valk's actually kind of a pain. I want to be able to save my Mega Minion. Probably has like Fireball. Okay then. Ooh, good little counter push. I'm actually gonna stack. He's low. Dang it. What? Man. I thought he was gonna go Wizard. This is actually kind of a counter. A weird counter, but the Valkyrie is annoying. Fireball's out of his hand, so. And he has log. No! Good job protecting your Hunter, Colton. My graveyard was a little bit off too, but the Ice Spirit will freeze. Oh! Oh! That was kind of nice. Still getting a lot of value on my Hunter. Ooh, he blocks it just in time. That's some log value though. I thought that it would have been cooler if the... Ah! Save it! Got it. The Hunter actually gives him a lot of problems. Yeah, because it's like he has to Valkyrie it there. And then it survives and we get it. I punched myself in the balls, but I still got the dub. Let's go, baby. Alright. GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. And don't punch yourself in any sensitive area on your body, kids. Peace.